Africa has the youngest population when it comes to demographics, and that's the future for blockchain. A lot of people think blockchain. I'm sure you guys here don't make that same mistake, but a lot of people think that blockchain is cryptocurrency. That is wrong. Blockchain is new technologies coming up where we can utilize it. And right now, there's a rapid blockchain adoption across all the sectors. As Mustafa said, every sector, if you want to apply blockchain technology into every sector, you can. But you have to be innovative. That's the reason why we are doing all this. And some of the things that it addresses: financial inclusion, unemployment, economic inequality. At the same time, it's empowering you with new skills. The word is you have to be innovative. And this is very significant for us because we are very young and there's a lot of unemployment within the ecosystem. When you take Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, they are doing a whole lot of things. If you are within this sphere, one of the things that if you want to work within this sphere, you have to really also read. Look at examples. What's going on? When I first saw IS program, apparently they had already done one in Accra, but I saw the Kumasi adverts. My son is in USD. They went to do it in USD. My son is in USD, so he sent me their poster and was like, "Mommy, are you doing this here?" He didn't tell me. I said, "No, I'm not the only one doing things in blockchain." But I wanted to know what the people were going to do because I've never heard of them, and I'm at my corner thinking Cardano is all. So that morning I had to go to Kumasi to be part of the program. When I came, I told her, I said, "Yeah, I saw some elderly woman, but later I didn't see her again." And it was marvelous. A lot of youth came for the program. Just so you have to network, you have to explore if you really want to be part of this change that is coming. As we said, the next whatever it's blockchain, Web3. So what are some of the things that blockchain is doing? Is banking the unbank. And when I say banking the unbank, do you understand it? Yes. So you see that a lot of Africa, or a lot of, let's even state in Ghana, a lot of Ghanaians don't have bank accounts. Because of what? The hassle you go through. And after you've gone through the hassle of opening the account, where you're going to get access to your money to. But when it comes to blockchain, you've done your wallet. I've said, when I have money in your wallet, if you want to do anything with the wallet, with your money, you go ahead and do it. You don't have to ask permission from anybody. The only thing is you put your password. So that's one. And as I said, over 60% of Africans don't have bank accounts. So it's on banking the unbank. It offers decentralized financial systems. You go to the bank right now, if they open an account for you, fine. The next time you want your money, you want to do anything, you have to queue. They'll tell you bring your ID. When you are doing all that, they'll tell you bring this. At the end of the day, I've opened an account for my organization. Right now, I don't operate it. They are insisting that I have to go for the NGO certificate. Before the money that I've put in the account, I can access it. But when I was opening the account, I took my registration, everything. They opened the account for me. I put in money. I'm going to withdraw the money. I gave somebody a check. The person, when they didn't. So the person was like, no, there's money in the account. I went to the bank. They said they've put a query on the account that before I can withdraw the money, I have to bring my NGO certificate. So I quickly wrap the guy that this is what I'm going to do. They don't give me the money. So he said, okay, so if you can write that check. I wrote and left only 1,000 cedis in the account because I wasn't ready to follow that certificate. Maybe later I was in the middle of something. So later I was follow the certificate. And I do, and since then, last year, I've not sent in any money into the account again. Do you understand? Because I can't get the certificate, so I wouldn't run the account. And it also reduces transaction costs. When I was sending the money to you, they charged me 0.1 something. You see that the transaction cost is very, very minimal. So you don't waste much funds when you use them. All that you have to do is to be confident when you come into this environment. Every step that you take, you have to be confident. You don't have to be nervous. If I do this, is this going to happen? You have to just be confident and move on. It also makes cross-border transactions. I remember Mustafa talked about that. Cross-border transactions is very, very easy when you are within the blockchain hemisphere. You can be here and you send money to Nigeria, Kenya, whatever, seamlessly. We're going for a program in Argentina, and the only place Argentina had within West Africa, the only place Argentina had a consulate was Nigeria. And they said you have to pay the visa fee before you can come to Nigeria. You have to pay the visa fee before you can come to Nigeria, and then they will give you appointments before you can come to Nigeria. It was a hell because the visa fee they won't let you pay in dollars. You are supposed to pay in Nigeria currency, right to the point, whatever. We went to the bank. The visa fee was $200. The bank was charging us $200 for transferring $200. Can you imagine? So if the bank had what do we call it, wallets and all those things, we could have easily done that transaction. But because of that, right now, luckily for us, we had our colleagues in Nigeria, so we transferred the money to them, and they changed it into Naira, and they paid there for us. And it took us about 1 month to go through all those things. At the end of the day, we couldn't get the visas to Argentina because the program that we were going to had the time lapse was we couldn't do it. So these are some of the things. Block transactions across borders. It makes it very easy. And you can use platforms like M-Pesa for Kenya, BasePay for Nigeria. There's Binance. Binance is all over the world. I think it's just restricted in some of the European countries. I think you can use it very much in Canada and some other places. But there are other platforms that handles blockchain, cryptocurrency, and as I said, the charges are very, very minimal. You can also have initiatives that can really help the youth. You were talking about, is that Belinda? Is Diana? Okay. You were talking about bicycle something. Yeah. I was interested because recently I won a proposal. It's to do with ride share. I don't know whether it's something, it's just like what I'm doing. So what we are doing is to develop an app. It's not like the Bolt app, but it's an app where if I have a car, I log on and say that I have a car, I'm going this way. If there's anybody also going that way, you can share the ride with me. So you can decide that, oh, okay, from here to Accra. I'm going from here to Accra. I need 2 or 3 people who want to join me. So if people can come together and say, okay, from here to Accra, the fuel is 10 cedis. So each of us will pay 3 cedis. And this one you can negotiate. You know the people you are traveling with. Both comes and says that this is the amount I'm charging you. There's no negotiation. So we are still in it's the beginning. At least 2 POAs have been uploaded. So far the work we've done is good. So at the end of the day, right now in our proposal, we said we're going to test it just on the university campus. But actually we are from onset, we are trying to open our tentacles because it's something that is going to be sustainable. It's not going to be just at the end of the project. And it's one of the things we are looking to sustain our center. So I don't know how you are working on that, but that's the idea we have behind it. So one of the things that you have to do, as Mustafa said, look at your environment. Somebody asked of social whatever. Look at your environment and see what is pressing. What can I change in this environment? You get the idea. If you alone can't work, look for people. Discuss it with them. People who have similar ideas. Discuss it with them. This is an opportunity. What do we think? Can we develop something around this? And then, right now, we have this center. They are working with blckchain platform. I'm actually trying to look at that platform. The guy in charge is a Nigerian guy. I met him once in another program. So when you saw me, he was really excited. So these are some of the things you can look out for. There's a growing demand for developers. My program, for instance, is to get a group of developers. And you can be sitting in Ghana and can be earning dollars. I have to deliver. So there is a growing demand for analysts. There's a growing demand for marketers within this field. And the digital economy opportunities is countless. As I said, you have to network. You have to go to programs. When I saw blockchain, I just took a car from here to Kumasi to see what they are doing, because I was also into blockchain, but I didn't know who they were. So when my son sent me the poster, I told him that no, I don't know them, but I want to come and see the people organizing this thing, so I'll be there. I went and it was so exciting. There were somebody has done crypto momo under them. I was even asking whether the guy was out. It was there. So you can use your normal momo thing to create a crypto wallet. I created one. I've never used it anyway. There are a lot of development initiatives, skills development initiatives within the blockchain hemisphere. As I said, you just have to be confident. Someone has created a platform they are calling sarcasm, and you just go onto the platform and then you bet. And one of the things that they showed was somebody has bet. I'm sure no one, the person won. Where is Kwame? He has bet that by the end of March, Bitcoin could have fallen. So you also go and say that no, and then you also bet. And the platform is very interesting. And then someone had created something. So no, I was just telling them about the products that you guys were explaining at the Kumasi program.
Oh, okay.
Crypto, Momo, sarcasm, and Learnway. Somebody has created a platform. Somebody has created a platform where you can just go in there, you learn a lot. So these are some of the things that you can, provided you are serious with the ecosystem. Some people come for certain programs like this and they just go back to relax. Nobody's going to, within this sector, nobody's going to feed you. Nobody is going to feed you. You have to be very innovative and explore. When you see adverts, programs, just be there. I've talked about the ride share that we are developing. There are a lot of incubation programs supporting startups like Promise Place. They support startups. If you look online, you see a whole lot of things. And you can apply it in everywhere. Agric, creative industry, fair trade. There was a project under Fan 11 that somebody won, and he wanted us to help him to do it. He did it with Bambara beans people in Tamale. So what he was doing was the farmers, something like a fair trade program. So the farmers should make sure that they are not putting in inorganic fertilizers, but rather they are putting in organic fertilizer. And the man had linked them up to a big factory in the US. So when they harvest the Bambara beans, it goes to the US and then it's done into soya milk. And then each farmer had a wallet address. And then when people buy, there's a QR code on the carton. So when people buy, they can scan and then send crypto directly to the farmers in Tamale. It was very interesting. So as I said, you have to be innovative and creative. You can apply it everywhere. Transport aid, certificates, which is something that if we can actually let our governments, our institutions really understand. Voting, on-chain voting. There's a whole lot of things that blockchain answers to. Your land. Recently, Wanasafo did a project on land. You can buy land and put it on chain. When you do that, nobody can bypass it and go and sell the land again. So you have to be creative and learn all. What are the advantages? It reduces inequality. As I said, you can buy a land. Nobody who has more money than you cannot go and give them another money and then your land is taken away. It's suppose SDGs. When you look at the 10th one is there. It builds resilience in communities. So blockchain is a very good alternative to our economic woes. It offers transformation for our African people. And again, as I said, it empowers our financial inclusion. You can decide. It's a good place to invest. Those who do just trading and all those things. So that is at least the opportunity to the growing population of Africa. We have a lot of youth. We are always complaining about unemployment and all those things. Right now, I believe that you should so far. My background is into natural resource management. I've done a lot of things there. I just went into blockchain about 5 years ago. And it's so interesting that you can do so many things within the blockchain atmosphere. And it's like I'm trying to see how I can blend the two. Though I've created the Accra Resource Center, which is one of the whole idea is to nurture the youth. And because of that, we are doing free courses. We are on our second cohort. We do it online, we do it in-house. There are faculties. Currently, our courses are on web designing, web development, machine learning. I think they have 4 courses are ongoing currently. Yes. So, but we are quite in the middle of the courses now, so you can join. But you can follow our handles because we are always posting. We are on LinkedIn, Accra Resource Center. We are on Twitter, Accra Resource Center. You can follow our handles, and when our next cohort comes, you just see it and then sign on. So these are some of the things that you are doing. As I said, I'm Afia Owusu. Afia at accraresource.org. you can always send me an email. Or my phone number is 054 7766 414. 054 You can give me a call at any time. Reference to this program, and I'll attend to you. So that is what I would say. Opportunities on blockchain. If you have questions, you can ask me. Unfortunately, I may not stay to the end because my daughter, who is really into this, and she's my assistant. Unfortunately, I was supposed to come with her, but just tell me about it. This morning she has terrible stomach ache, headache. I don't know whether it's malaria. She was vomiting and all those things. The father too is not in the house, so I may have to run to see how she's doing. Otherwise, I could have stayed to the end of the program. But if you have any question, you can ask me. And please, if you are interested we are organizing a 2-week intensive course in May. If you go on to the ARC site, the advert is there. If you are interested not for everybody, because we want what ARC wants to do. It's not just learning, but we want you to relate it to the real world. What is what is around me that I can answer? What can I solve with blockchain technology? Do you understand? So we are doing this 2-week intensive course in May, which we want people to really appreciate what they have and how they can solve real world problems. Thank you.